Hello.
Hello?
Hello. What's up, bro?
Hey, it's the What's Up Bro podcast. We talk movies, sports, TV shows, pop culture, and it's funny, mother. With Nery Saenz. I'm like, what? How can this... They have Photoshop. Photoshop exists when this artist rendition was done. How the fuck is this not cooler looking than a sketch that looks like it was done by a hillbilly off the side of the road? What the fuck are we talking? Why is this a thing?
Welcome to the party, pal!
Steph, anie Meyer-Senior.
Yeah, I don't have to look for you.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah!
And Mercadal.
I'm just glad I like vanilla, boring sex like this. I'm glad that the sex I enjoy won't get me killed.
That's how winning is done!
Hey, I'm Dave Chappelle, and this is What's Up, Bro.
I need to get that music in another place so I can listen to it when I work out. Hey, everybody, welcome to the What's Up Bro podcast. My name is Mike Mercadal. With me, as always, is
Nery Saenz. You need to let
Nery-
Steph you need to send the link to Steph, by the way.
Oh, Steph Meyer-Senior will be joining us as soon as she gets this link I'm about to send her. Because what if I just posted the link and whoever gets it
that's too
can
dangerous.
just
No, thank
join
you.
in the show?
No, thank you. Thank you.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the What's Up Bro podcast. If you're joining us live, get in the comments. You see what we're talking about over there on the right-hand side of the screen. Thank you all for joining us on Instagram. We're streaming on Instagram, are we not, Nery?
That's right. Yes, we are.
Is the Instagram up and running? Yes, we
It
are
is
live
up and
on
running,
YouTube.
yeah.
We are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. We are cross-platform on Instagram. Not yet on TikTok, but who knows? Soon, maybe that'll happen eventually. We're awaiting the arrival of our third host, Stephanie Meyer-Senior, who will be here shortly. I gotta ask Nery, how's it feel? The new album. What has the reception been? Are you enjoying the newfound fame? When will we see you on a Jimmy Kimmel? What's happening?
On the Jimmy Kimmel?
I picked
Kimmel.
the guy that notoriously had that guy bomb. Do you remember that guy?
I thought that was
Rob something.
I forget the guy's name, but I thought the show that was on Jimmy Fallon. Is that not right?
And I thought it was
wrong?
Jimmy Kimmel. I'm trying to remember who it was that bombed so hard. It was
That's
like
Watkins, because Watkins knows. Watkins is the one that told me. It was really bad.
Yeah, Rob something. Damn it! Now I gotta find it. Look who it is.
Hello, I am deaf. I can't hear anything.
Hey, can you not hear us?
can't-
Oh, we gotta go
You
through.
can't hear us?
Hey, I can hear. I can hear.
All right.
Everything's fine now.
Okay.
Great. Stephanie Meyer-Senior
Hi.
has joined us. We're live. If you are live with us, get in the comments. We want to hear what you have to think. Also, pre-order Nery, or not pre-order, buy.
Order.
Straight up.
It's out.
Yes.
It's out.
Order
The album
Nery's
is out.
comedy album on all platforms.
All platforms except for Spotify right now, because there was a glitch, but
Aw.
that's gonna be fixed like in a week. So
Okay.
like I'm
What is
like
The
okay.
platform you recommend that we purchase your product on?
Well, if you are an Apple person, iTunes is always the thing, and then if you are a Samsung person, there's either the Samsung store or Amazon Music. Those are the
Amazon.
Those are the three
which
very popular apps.
as a streamer, which one pays you the most? Which not as a streamer, but as an artist, which one
As an
pays
artist,
you?
I'm gonna go ahead and say that it's all the same. I believe that it's all those three big ones are the same between the
Amazon,
Apple's
iTunes,
and
and
Amazon. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and say those are the three. Most people buy it on either Apple or Amazon Music, because if you're not an Apple person, which I normally would say don't talk to me, but I want your business, so I still want your money. So yeah.
so please talk to me
Look,
and hand me money.
Yeah.
there
So
it
don't
is,
talk
right
to me,
there.
but just give me your money. But don't talk to me. But that's because it's gross. You have a green bubble. You're disgusting. But you know that. Like, I'm not saying anything new. This isn't like
Show in
I'm
iTunes Store.
trying to bring it
Yeah.
up on my iTunes. There we
Yeah,
go.
it's show in iTunes Store. Buy.
Look at that.
I like the fact that it's been out for over a week, and you guys are like, "Hey, let's do this now." While we're
I'm playing it on
I
the
was on a
show.
road trip.
It's on the whole.
I was
podcast.
like-
I
Do it
just said I
live.
like the fact. I just
Oh.
said I like the.
I'm gonna do it on
Jesus.
air.
I gotta say this.
We'll
You're
do it
trying
on
to be
air.
nice.
Your tone,
we'll
I
do
don't
it
know if
live.
your default setting of sarcasm
It's sass.
is enough that we were like, no, but we're doing it's a thing.
Like
It's
that,
happening.
there's that great scene in The Simpsons where Homer's
Look how
like,
quick it is to
"Oh,
support your
thank
friends,
you very
guys."
much." What?
Oh, here we go. I said, look how quick it is to support your friends, guys.
See,
It's making me log into.
I had
We did.
there's an episode of The Simpsons where he was like, Homer was like, "Oh, thank you very much," and he was like, "But I did help you," and he was, "I know, that's why I said thank you. I'm sorry if my tone sounds a bit sarcastic." Like he just did the whole fucking thing, and it was really funny.
That's your
yeah,
automatic. That's your default.
Your
I know,
default's
that's
like,
what-
thank you very much, guys. And it's like,
was like,
we
I literally go, I like the fact that you guys didn't do this and you're doing it now to show people how, and you're like, we're fucking doing it live. I'm like, I just said I like it. I just said I
Yeah.
like it. Oh my goodness.
Listen, I'm
purchased.
overly used to passive aggressiveness. I'm around a bunch of British people. Like I'm immediately on the
Ooh,
defense.
the
Yeah.
cultural.
Wait.
See, well, Latinos are aggressive. You're dealing with
Yeah.
passive aggressive. It doesn't compute. You know, you're struggling.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't, especially like
but can I
when
just
you're
tell you-
even when you're a little neurodivergent, like you're a little neurodivergent and Latino, you're like, just say what you mean.
So I
It
was
makes
like,
things so much easier.
maybe 20, 25, 26, maybe 27
Mm-hmm.
when I learned what the phrase passive aggressive meant. Like
Really?
I didn't know what the phrase was. I had heard it all my life, and I was having a conversation with Oni, out of all people,
Mhm.
friend of Oni Perez, and we were talking, and he was just, yeah, that's like, passive people who are passive aggressive. I don't need that type of shit. And I go, cool. What is passive aggressive? I know I hear that a lot. And then he
What does that
goes,
mean?
yeah, what does that mean? Like, what is that? I hear that a lot, and I know what it means. I just don't know what it means. And he goes, that's when the people are like, oh, fine, do
Like,
whatever.
thanks a lot for telling me about passive aggressiveness.
Yeah, when
Thanks
he
for-
was like, and then he gave the example, and I
Just
forget, it was a very
particular.
basic example, but it was like a no, do whatever you want, it's fine. You know what I mean? Like when women say that to you, and I go,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, I do that a lot. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I do that a lot.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Like, oh, that is me.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
a lot.
I do like the fact that you said, I know what it is, but why don't you tell me what it is?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I didn't even say it that funny.
What?
I was like being sincere, and I was like, I know what it means, but I don't know specifically. Like I can't put it into words, but I know I've used it correctly.
The
But
context.
The context. I didn't.
God, that's funny.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Like used it correctly or done it correctly.
Well,
He's
yeah.
done it. He's done it
I
correctly
hate
a
passive
lot.
aggressiveness so much.
Yeah.
Let me ask you
hate
a
it
question,
so much.
Steph, because you now living in Australia, you messaged us earlier, and you were like, I have can we push it up an hour, the recording, because we have the cleaners coming. And I made the joke, and I was like, oh, there's other Latino people in Australia. But I really started to think about it. I'm like, is the dynamic, the social dynamic, different in Australia, where stereotypically in America, your cleaning crew are minorities, whether it be Hispanic or black or whatever it may be, but that's stereotypically the cleaning crews. Again, I live in Miami, so our bubble is very, very thick, our bubble. But my question to you is, in Australia, is that same social dynamic where the cleaning crew is minorities? And if so,
Look,
what kind of
I'm
minorities?
still in a country that was colonized by the British, so
Right. Well, who's the
Yeah, but I've been
who's
to, like,
the
look, when I went to
stereotypical
Australia,
cleaning lady?
When I went to visit you, there were a lot of people there, a lot of Asians. There were a lot. Like I saw a
Yes.
lot of Asians. I saw a lot of New Zealanders. There was a lot. So I was pleasantly surprised at the amount of diversity that I saw in both Sydney and Brisbane. I was like, wow, I did not expect this. I did not expect this
like
because
the
I remember
bigger-
watching, I remember on
bigger
TV
cities.
on the ships watching cricket matches between Australia and India, and there was a clear different there was a
Yeah, a
we
shade.
know who
to
plays for
separation.
what team because I was not, and it had nothing to do with the jersey color because I was like, whoa, I feel racist for cheering for Australia. This is awkward. But then I got to Australia and I was like, there's a lot of diversity. So my question is for the cleaning crew.
Yeah. So who gets stuck with like some of the other jobs and stuff?
Well, yeah,
It's
I'm saying,
still- it's
If you were
still
Kelly
is-
Osbourne on The View, who would you
Look,
say? Who you gonna get to clean your toilets?
Look, honestly, it's just one of the things. It is one of those jobs where you do
I just like
predominantly
that.
whatever
I like
country
the
you're in,
Kelly-
we'll see.
yeah. I'm sorry. I
like-
like that. I like the fact that she was like trying to defend us, and I was like, oh, no, we don't need your defense right now.
Don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, sweetie, no. I know,
You-
like you're trying to do something,
your
but
heart's-
no.
Your heart's in the right
Maybe
place,
no.
but you're super racist. So slow
I
that down a little
I
bit.
love how like that situation, like as a response, just hearing whoever was talking to her being like, "Oh no, that's not," and then just like stopping talking has
Oh.
now turned into a thing. Like, as I always see it as a comment underneath, like people who are making like tone deaf responses, you just see a comment going, "Oh no, that's not."
Oh,
And
no,
it's
that's
just-
not.
Oh, that's not.
Oh, this is about to be clipped and become a meme.
Yeah.
Watch out, y'all. You
Yeah,
still didn't
'cause,
answer
like,
the
what else
question
do you say,
though,
like-
Steph.
Yeah. Look, honestly, you'll usually see people who are immigrants. Like it's usually people who are immigrants.
Which
So here,
group?
a larger,
which
a
group?
larger. But the reason I'm saying that is to set up the fact that I am now seeing more Latinos coming in here. I am meeting more Latinos. I'm seeing more people who are establishing themselves here
Now,
and
do you
everything. So you
think-
will
Do
see
you
that.
think that's because of the immigration laws? Because you've said that immigration laws in Australia are really difficult, are really strict. Or do you
Yeah.
think they just don't want to go into the Latinos don't want to go to America anymore? Or do you think we just got lost?
A little
It's a little
column
hard
A,
to get
a
lost
little
here.
column B, a little bit of both.
Yeah. It's a little
man.
column A, column B. It is over here. Like if you take the path through doing your education here, then you can find a way to kind of slot in. It's a little easier in that path. So if you're on the younger side, you can like probably do stuff. I even have a cousin who's moving here next year.
Now I
It'll be
have
really
a question. As a representative of the American people, how did you
Yeah.
show up for the 4th of July this year? Happy birthday, America. Greatest country in the world. Eagle sounds. Eagle sounds. How did you defend us? Did you start referring to, did you say fuck your metric system and start saying inches, miles, feet, gallons?
I
Did you
gotta
s-
say this was the first year ever where I forgot
Oh my god.
Ooh.
entirely.
Oh no.
Entirely.
If this doesn't bring you back, nothing will. Put it in
What it
show them.
Hey, hold on, hold on.
Oh, put it up.
This is the best. If it doesn't bring you back,
Come 2 different ways.
that's how we
I'm
celebrate
already
America.
getting memories. Bitch, you better have the handle.
Uh,
Bag up, Terry.
Back
Put
up,
it in
Terry.
reverse, Terry.
Put it in
Terry.
reverse,
Oh, Lord.
Terry.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord.
Terry.
Oh, Jesus. What you doing, Terry?
Someone grab Terry.
Terry.
Terry. I love my favorite thing is how Terry is smiling at the end, like he's just laughing. They have gone on, and since he's become like a little celebrity in Memphis, Tennessee, where he is. But every year there's
Why
a
didn't he
flood
just
of,
kick it?
But my favorite part about the whole thing is that his chair actively works at the end. He's just there. He doesn't move it. He can just move it, but he's just like
He's like-
He's like,
He's like,
he did-
I just want to brush death. I just want
he approached it with Bruce Lee kind of philosophy. He was like, if you stay still, be still like water. Just be still like water.
That's oh man, yes. How did y'all celebrate? So you forgot Stephanie Meyer-Senior.
entirely. Look, to be honest, I was on a 2-week road trip with 2 children
That's right.
under 4.
How
in like 5 hour drives during the day in the car. So if it's 5 hours on the GPS, it's 8 hours with
what's
kids.
that in metric time?
100.
Yeah, it feels
years.
like an eternity with children.
100 years.
We went to Vegas, so I was familiar with the road trip. There's like one road from LA to Vegas, and there was like an accident on there, so we were like stuck on this one road, and that's when you start really reevaluating. Do I really want? I'll just turn around. I'll just go home. I'll just be on my couch. Like I'll just listen. I just not do this.
Yeah. Okay. LA traffic is brutal too, though, especially with like car accidents. I was once visiting, and I got stuck in this one stretch of.
Mike has been on record saying that as long as you plan shit out, LA traffic isn't bad. That's what he said in the past.
No. Don't misquote me, my friend. Don't misquote me. I said
literally what you said. Literally what you said. You said if you plan it out with enough time.
I never take your literally as literal because I don't think you understand. Wow. You're using it in the figurative sense.
Well, but I'm Miami.
You're also Miami. Literally, I saw this guy fly, or I literally
hyperbolically.
Exactly. What I said is that it's once you know when it's bad, you account for it when you leave, like by time. If you make yourself enough time,
and then you said it's not so bad.
Well, no, it's like you have to address. It's not so bad once you know when to leave your house, when to plan stuff.
Literally. Right, sorry.
I got stuck in one stretch of road for 3 hours.
You didn't plan it right. You didn't plan it right. I'm telling you, you didn't plan it right. The
3
whole
hours,
point,
Mike. 3 hours.
You should have left 3 hours earlier. Where?
Right. Well, what do you mean where? It's Australia. Like, was she gonna say something you're gonna recognize? You can be like, oh yeah.
No, I'm saying in LA.
She's talking about LA.
That was in LA.
So here's my thing. Everybody who talks about it, it's the same people who don't like the trains are always break down. The trains always break down. It's like, yeah, the trains always break down. You know, like you account for it. You take a different train. You do what you got to do. But with the traffic, you know not to plan to leave your house at 5 o'clock in the afternoon because you know wherever you're going, you're gonna get fucked.
It was like
so
8 or 9
what Mike is saying,
it was nighttime.
Mike is victim blaming and saying,
yes, like, this is 100% a victim. Don't come victimize yourself to me.
Yeah.
You know what you had to do.
Are you trying to leave your house at night? Well, you're the one to blame. You're the one to blame.
You're the one.
Of course, bad things happen.
There was a whole day for you to leave. Now you want to leave at night because you got planned.
That's where the danger lives.
Relax.
You want to do things at night, or then whose fault is that now?
Who do we have in the chat? If you're in the chat, we have Juice, her HDZ. We have My68 Gia. We're in LA. I'm in LA. I am in West LA. I'm in by Culver City. But we want your so here's what we're going to talk about today. I'm just going to run the list down now. We're talking about sequels that don't need to be sequels. We need sequels that came out like a million years after the original, which will make sense later. Get in the comments. Tell us about your favorite sequels and something you think deserves a sequel that hasn't been given a sequel.
Shout out to Rookie, who's in the Instagram feed.
Rookie. Oh my god, OG. He's as much a part of the show as we are. I bet you he bought the CD. I bet you he bought it. I bet you he bought it, but I did it on air because I have the power of the camera to do it with you.
I was starting to say, I bet you he bought the CD, and as I'm saying that, I'm like, am I sounding sarcastic? Because I'm not. I'm like,
am I being passive
aggressive? Always a little bit. It's always a little bit.
I bet you he bought it, and I was like, wait.
I do need to ask a very important question.
Yes.
Do we like this? Of what's happening?
We were gonna get there. Hold on. I have a whole plan. Everybody shut. Everybody. We gotta have structure. Okay. We gotta have structure. Not about you specifically, but stuff will come up, and we gotta have structure.
I'm sure Mike has a gift that he wants to introduce. So.
Okay.
Give me a second. I will find. Okay. Here's the thing. We're gonna talk about sequels, etc. Sequels that need to be sequels. We're gonna watch the Agatha All Along trailer, the new trailer drop for the Agatha show, which looks very great. We're going to talk about, I went to Vegas for 4th of July, so we're going to talk about our favorite Vegas-based movies or TV shows or whatever.
I haven't even told you where I was on 4th of July. You didn't even care about me.
I know, Stephanie, because
Stephanie says I'm an awful American. I forgot, and then you're like, well, fuck Nery, and you moved on.
I was going to get there, but I'm going to address all this shit up top because we're talking too much trash. We're 23 minutes into the stream, and we have not even addressed the breakdown of. We got to have some structure. We got to have some structure.
We don't need to address the breakdown. We just need to talk about the talking points at some point throughout the episode. There's no. We don't.
It's not about needs. It's about wants. I made the graphic. I want to talk about it. I make the outline, the overlay every week. I want to talk about it.
When you watch Sports Center, does the anchor ever go, okay, so this is what we're going to talk about, and then do they? No, they don't.
But in the studio, they got it.
They just
because there's a producer that puts the work in to do the thing. That's his job.
But they don't talk about it on air. They just
because they let the host fucking do the job that the host is supposed to do.
We're doing the job. We're doing the job. We literally.
So are you assigning Mike as the producer? He's trying to get us on track.
One of the things says "Happy Birthday, America." It's 4th of July. We haven't even finished that topic before he now is getting bent out of shape about having to address
because we're going out of order
that we're going to talk about at one point.
Right. I don't see where in there is my nervous breakdown haircut.
Your nervous breakdown haircut was going to be part of the Agatha All Along thing as soon as I saw it because she also has purple hair. And I don't know what she has purple hair. No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, my that face was for Stephanie to like now who's being passive aggressive. Nah, who's the one being passive aggressive? Okay.
Much like Sisyphus trying to roll his stone up a hill.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
We're going to talk about. Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
We're going to.
I knew you were waiting for the old Greek mythology,
all the Greek mythology references. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about all the things you see over there. First things first was the Happy Birthday America. That's where we're at. But if you're in the comments, which I'm trying to encourage people to share and comment about their experiences, so we can talk about them later. To tell us about what they did for the 4th of July, what they their favorite Vegas things, their favorite sequels, and what they hope to get out of the Agatha All Along show. With all that said, if you would have just let me do it in one shot, we would have already been moving on. Now, as a fellow witch, is this part of an Agatha cosplay? Steph, why is your hair? What is it?
I want to know what it was. So, if you don't want to go too off course.
No, now we're on course. Now I'm asking questions. Now we're done with that.
Okay. What it really
was?
This is the course.
So yesterday I went to the salon and I had a minor anxiety attack in the middle of the salon. And by minor, I mean full anxiety attack.
Full meltdown. And you ended up with making a choice. This choice. I ended up
after I came to, yes, because when I mean anxiety attack, I mean like I broke out in sweats and I was like, I'm going down. And literally. Oh,
you passed out. You fainted.
Kinda. Yeah, I kinda did. Where everything was going dark and I was like, I'm going down. And I had to lay myself on the floor. Had foils in my head, looking like an alien, like this whole crown of foils. So my hair was cooking while this was happening. And I'm down on the floor.
What was the trigger, do you think? What was the motivator?
What song was playing? What song was playing in the Lilith Fair that made you what song? What was it set at? What was the...
Honestly, it was out of nowhere. I was just sitting in the chair. I felt like I couldn't breathe for a second. She opened the door for me. I was looking outside. I had the thought of, this should be calming. I should be enjoying this. You should be enjoying this. Did you guilt yourself into a panic attack? Is that what happened? I think I did. Where you're like, am I having a good time? Am I having a good time? I was trying to keep away like a minor anxiety attack for a few days just because it wasn't convenient to have it earlier because of the road trip. That is the ultimate neurodivergent thing of hey, this panic attack is not convenient. I'm just gonna push it back. Can we reschedule later? I just need to. I got some stuff I need to. I pushed it off too many days, and I had it scheduled in for Saturday, and it didn't work. And all of a sudden, Monday, I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh fuck. Only you would panic attack into yourself into a unique hairstyle. That never works. It's I panicked myself into
financial ruin, or I panic attacked myself into like my family not talking to me anymore. You're like, I panicked myself into like a whimsical haircut.
I just want to feel a little nice. Afterwards, when I finally came to, I had this very nice woman who, like, I was lucky that it was just me and the hairstylist in the salon that day. And then this nice woman who happened to walk by, and like she came in and she's like, do you need help? Like, what is happening?
You're like laying on the floor and it's like, nah, I'm good. This is how it goes. This is how I do it.
I'm face down on the floor, mind you, with my arms out. And I'm just like, I'm good. I'm just
Did your stylist just be like she's so used to it, she's like, all right, whenever you're done.
On top of that, it was a new stylist. This was only my second time meeting her.
I'm sure she's gonna be like, I'm completely booked for the rest of my life, so don't book.
I got so lucky. I got so lucky with her though, because she was like immediately started like fanning me, and like afterwards she's like, oh, man, yeah, I used to get those all the time last year. I was like, oh, fuck,
at least she understands. Yeah. I was gonna say you're gonna end up in one of those TikToks where it's like someone doing their version of some shitty customer service story, while there's like a video of someone making crafts, like arts and crafts happening on the other side, on the side, or Subway Surfers, and then someone's it's like that sort of split screen. That's how you're gonna end up in.
Were you late, or like did you go directly from the salon directly to the set of hackers, or did you have to wait a little bit, or like how was that?
My inspiration. It was
your
inspiration.
No, it literally was like after that happened, and after everything was sitting in my hair, and I was looking at myself, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like it was a very like I finally felt like myself a little bit, and then she's like, well, technically we couldn't put you back to purple today if you wanted to. Like my hair was so fucked from the last time that it started to like melt at the ends, so it was kind of a chemical cut. Where like if you do too much bleach in your hair, I mean, Nery, you know, if you do too much bleach in
you're singing to the choir. You're singing to the choir, right?
Between your hair starts to melt and like fall out. And at some point, my hair, I came in with it this length, and it was this length because of how much it was stretching and falling out. Because of like sit there.
This is the time I feel bad for Steph, because you can. There needs to be a second lady on the show that will
understand what happened
about this sort of. I care, but it's also like, right, what's happening?
Yeah.
Like, what do you? Where?
No, I absolutely trust me. If anybody empathizes with follicle challenging situations, I am there, my friend. I am.
Well, like when you walk in somewhere, like when you like expect to have hair, and then you wake up and you're like, that's not as much as I had.
You woke up. I'm sorry. You woke up and your hair was that short. Like someone made that.
No, like
choice
I was like out, and then when I was coming up, she was trying to like rush to like try to catch up with because of how long I was like needed to chill and stuff, and like keeps cooking, right? So she was trying to rush so that it wouldn't stand there for too long. But at some point, I was just kind of like, "Fuck this." Which I don't know why I'm trying to do this blonde thing. I don't even want to be blonde. I'm just trying to fix it so it looked more presentable or whatever. And I was like, I'm not that person. But fuck it. So I literally just threw
on the set of Hackers. Speaking of movies that deserved a sequel, Hackers, one of my favorite movies of all time. Incredibly perfect movie, flawless. I will hear no. If you think it's bad in any way, you're wrong. I love it so much, that movie. Are we ready to move on to the sequel situation? Because
this goes hand in hand with what she's doing, with what we're talking about now, and what she's talking about now, and what we're going to talk about. When you met Bruce Willis in The Fifth Element, did you think the sequel was going to happen?
Did you have multi-pass ambitions, or
yes?
Well, it was meant to be like a multi-movie, like
Which shade of My Little Pony?
Each element I wanted to focus on.
Right, and then Scott Pilgrim. Were you upset when you guys broke up? Like, how did that work? Like, how?
Like, honestly, he deserved it.
How many? He did deserve it. He did deserve it. It has been announced that The Devil Wears Prada, a sequel, is in the works at Disney. Gird your loins. Miranda Priestley is set to deliver more withering glances in a sequel to The Devil Wears Prada.
Was the first one from Disney? I don't know.
I don't think so, but Disney owns everything now, so I'm not 100% sure.
Maybe it was Fox.
Maybe. But it says here that they have Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, Emily Blunt in it, and but this is from this is movies from 2000.
Is Tucci in it?
Oh, good question. We gotta have the Tucci.
Actually, he said, if I'm not mistaken, when the whole Me Too thing started happening, he said that he regretted doing the quote gay voice characters, and that he did not want to do that anymore, because that he said that he wasn't going to do that anymore because he felt that he had grown, or whatever, he learned from his mistakes of whatever, blah blah, of Hollywood, of not not having enough representation in Hollywood, and so he didn't want to do that. So he came out and said, he verbally said that would not do that again, that he was not going to do a gay voice character or a gay character. So it'd be very interesting if he was like, nah, I'm fucking with you, this is Never Wears Prada, bitch.
Yeah,
let's go.
I love that in the comments. EJ Sanchez 3 says, yes, King, speak. I'm not 100% sure if that's it, pro Tucci or against anti Tucci, but either way, how much of a shock would it was to like gay people to learn that Stanley Tucci's not gay? He's married to Emily Blunt's sister, by the way.
Yeah, I'm constantly kind of like, he's part of the community.
These guys,
he's an ally. He's an ally.
So many people. There was a big resurgence of like that's one of those things where like he's a perfect example of in my mind of like when someone talks about the female gaze, because he is not. He's young Stanley Tucci is viewed very positively by ladies. Ladies love a young
Stanley Tucci as well.
Current Tucci as well, but young Tucci is had like people fawning on thirsting over him. Young Stanley Tucci. That was like the first search I said and it was Stanley Tucci.
It's like, I know what you want.
I mean, I got you. We got some comments on Instagram before we go any further. Coach, so very nice. Love this dude. He said, folks, please download Nery Saenz album, support and share it. Love him. Thank you for that. My 68 Gia says, Poor Things, shouldn't even think about a sequel. That movie blew. Poor Things?
That's the one with Emma Stone? Is that Emma Stone? That she was.
She won the Oscar for.
She won the Oscar for. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Was it set up for a sequel?
I don't know, but then I didn't get. My wife and I, Chiquita and I, could not finish that movie. We couldn't even get into
the movie. I got through 12 minutes and I was like, this is tough. This is a tough watch.
It's a tough watch. I couldn't get through.
Really?
Once they explained where no spoilers, I guess, but once they explained why she is the way she is in that moment, like why she's all weird, I'm like,
I couldn't get. I swear to God, this is how much of a wuss I've become. Right? I love free speech, and I love like, hey, and especially in the context of comedy, like if you're making a comedy or you're a comedian, you're in a comedy club, I'm not use whatever fucking word you want to use, but that movie has the R word, and it says it like 47 times in the first 25 minutes, and I'm just like, we get it. We get it. You just use another word from now on. We understand what you mean.
Yeah.
It was difficult. And trust me, I wanted to get through it because from everything I heard, she won the Oscar for it. There's great actors in it, and she comes out butt booty naked. So I wanted to get to that point where I see her naked, but I'm like, I can't do it. I couldn't. My sensibilities overrode my horniness. My sensibilities were like, you can't. It's not
I am impressed.
Yeah. I just went to the internet and just
very low bar.
Pictures.
Yeah. Well, gird your loins, y'all, because look at young Tucci. Look at young Tucci.
No, you know what? Older Tucci does it for me.
Older Tucci?
Current,
I like older Tucci, but he needs to be talking about pasta. He needs to be talking about pasta for me to be like,
yes.
Talking about,
put the glasses back on him. Yes, that one.
God, yeah.
You know, it's a rare case of one of these people that looks better bald than with hair.
Yeah. He's just dashing.
The Tooch can get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think of him as like a great example of what, like when dudes who think that, like usually dumb guys who are like, oh, I can't get laid. It's because of insert male thought here. Where I'm always like, I don't know, man. I've seen some of the
That's
dudes
a
out there
user
getting
error,
laid.
but that's totally personality.
It's user error. It's totally user error. That's a great way to put it.
Rookie put Serenity needs to get like 6 seasons of sequels.
Serenity, for those of you who don't know, is
Yes.
the Firefly show. Here's the problem with it now. Joss Whedon has kind of like become a problem.
Kind
So
of.
the all of his projects that he's created, like, so even if he were to sell the rights to it or whatever like that, it's tainted. It's like
Yeah,
it's
the
got a
word
taint.
That made me
kind of
sad.
is
That
doing a
was one
lot
of the
heavy
that was
lifting
one of the
there.
things that made me sad.
Yeah, I'm
used
trying
to
to
love him.
remember. I don't remember exactly the Joss Whedon Me Too or Time's Up, whatever
It's
thing.
every woman that he's ever worked with said that he was awful to women.
Really?
Every woman that Charisma Carpenter from the Angel series.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she was the most outspoken initial
She was
person to
very
speak out,
much
right?
the most outspoken for it. Yeah, she and then everybody came to like kind of backing her up, and I was like, yeah, this guy. And it's so weird. It was hurtful. It was what was worse was that aside from liking his projects and his things and his work, he was known as the guy who could write women. He was known as the man in Hollywood that knows women and can write a good female character. Like, it wasn't Damsels in Distress, like it was, you know what I mean? Like he did Buffy, and then so like he did all these characters, all these female characters. You know, Scarlet Witch was not Scarlet Witch. Right? Black Widow. I'm sorry, Black Widow.
Black Widow.
He did the first Avengers. So Black Widow. That's the first time we saw Black. Like all these characters were written, at least for the screen, by him. So it was really difficult to hear women say like, "Oh yeah, he could write women because he knows how to mistreat them." I'm like, holy shit,
damn.
Jesus.
Didn't he do the first Avengers?
He did the first Avengers.
He wrote and directed the first Avengers.
And he did the.
This is pre everything coming out.
Right.
Yeah,
and he did Age of Ultron was also his.
Yeah. Because I remember, like, I used to be a massive Joss Whedon fan. Massive.
Yeah. Well, so so he did.
I was a
Firefly,
huge Joss
Serenity
Whedon fan. Not that I was just big, so I was a huge everything.
You were just
fan.
a large fan. Yeah. What is your go-to? Which sequel do you? What's some project that you think needs a sequel, and what sequels do you think kind of maybe ruined a franchise, or like where we didn't need it? And also, why is there so much time between sequels now? Like Devil's Wears Prada was like 2006, and now we're getting one now. It's like why?
That's so close to where the sequels have come. Like now they're like, hey, remember this movie from 30 years ago? We're gonna give you a sequel to that. It's like, what now? Sequel that I need, that everybody needs, and I don't give a fuck who you are. I'll die on this hill by myself if I have to. Is Men of Steel. Men of Steel deserves its own fucking sequel.
Yeah.
It was both box office success, financial success, and for whatever the hate comes critically on Rotten Tomatoes, it's a 55 at Rotten Tomatoes, which is rotten, but the audience score was much higher than that. And it made money, and so we needed a Men of Steel sequel. So
I'll agree with you on that one. Like there was a lot in the DC, like I feel like as if a lot of the DC movies, as much as everyone likes to bag on the fact that they weren't as strong as Marvel or whatever the fuck, they also didn't have as much of a chance.
I feel like all those money decisions were made. The decisions were made based on like jumping onto the bandwagon of a universe of like a cinematic universe, and I would have rather had a Man of Steel 2 than a Batman v Superman. Like I would have rather had a Man of Steel 2 instead of the Flash. I would have rather had, instead of them trying to jam all of these other projects.
I wanted more Ben Affleck as Batman, man.
I think they had the opportunity to do Batman v Superman, but as a Superman, like as a Superman movie, and Batman v Superman as a Batman movie, and then do like a trilogy, like one from Superman's perspective, one from Batman's perspective, and then the end is when they fight. Which I think that's, you know what I mean? Like they introduced like Batman, like like we were supposed to just like Batman v Superman. Suddenly we had to adjust to a new Ben Affleck Batman, and then we had to like follow. And then they tried to the Martha thing is always very funny to me. but like they needed something to get them on the same page at a certain point. It was just odd. It was just like too rushed, and I would have rather had Man of Steel 2.
I have always liked
it.
Batman and Superman as like reluctant besties, though. Like,
I like them as
comic
separate
book.
worlds. I like that. I would love to them to not exist together because I do think Superman is
different stories.
But
like,
at least until they join and become the Justice League or whatever. But I would like them to be separate. You know what I mean?
It's
So you wanna
literally
have
called
time to
Batman
build.
versus Superman: Dawn of Justice. It's literally called the Dawn of Justice. Like,
Right?
what the
Oh no,
fuck,
no, no.
man?
No, I get what
you're talking
Mike
about the
says
Dawn
in
of
the sense
Justice
like,
League, but it's like with more time. I need more separate stories. I need a separate.
I think
Batman
all of
story.
it needed. I think I don't know. I love BV. I love Batman vs Superman, the Ultimate Edition, not the fucking theatrical cut. Because that was
you
that,
like
that was,
BVS :DOJ UE.
Yeah,
that's what he like.
So that's
That
the sequel that I want. You know what sequel is really good, really good, and I don't know if it's because I had zero expectations for it or trepidation for it. Is the Beverly Hills Cop Axel F? It's
is that new one? I have to see it. I haven't watched it.
Really good.
Really?
Wait, what?
It's
There's
on
a new
Netflix.
Beverly Hills Cop movie.
It's on Netflix.
Really?
Yeah, it's on.
Christ.
Or there
She
is in the
didn't even
United
remember
States.
4th of
Showed up
July.
on my
She
Netflix.
missed 4th of July. What do you expect from her?
That is true.
Can't remember America's birthday. She's gonna know about Beverly Hills Cop.
Rookie on the Instagram, is Michael Keaton old enough to do the Dark Knight Returns yet, or does he need to take up smoking to get there?
Man,
I think he needs to do Batman Beyond.
Yeah,
that's the fucking one
that's what he needs to do.
Yeah.
He should be. So I was
actually
super
really
bummed.
enjoyed him in the movie.
I was super bummed at the
great.
Flash ruined that whole thing for him.
Yeah.
Like,
how did it ruin it for him? He did great in it. He was like the best part.
Oh
of that.
no.
What I'm getting at is it didn't lead to anything else. The whole the whole world ended right there. It was like overshadowed by the fact that Ezra Miller's a criminal, and they they still released him. There's all of this, like there was all of this negativity to it. The same way I feel bad about Brendan Fraser not getting to come when they just scrapped the Batgirl movie. Like I feel so bad.
Wait,
Michael
what did they
Keaton,
scrap?
They made a Batgirl movie, and they produced and filmed and edited and shot, and they made it, completed it. And Brendan Fraser plays the Firefly. He's a bad guy. And they just basically scrapped the movie. They'll never release it. It's an insurance loss just to make money, and it is criminal. It's like feels terrible. It feels bad.
That feels like there should be a law about that. That's blatant insurance fraud. Like that feels as if it should be like, hey, we're not releasing this movie for no other reason other than to claim the insurance.
Yeah.
In
How
no
is that
world,
not insurance fraud?
Yeah,
Like,
in no world can any
it's publicly
civilian do that.
acknowledged,
There's
like,
no way that a civilian could be like, I could fix this car, but I'd rather just not even try, and you give me my money. It's like, what? There's no insurance company in the world that would be like, yeah, we're cool with that. Bonkers.
I get it. So
what sequel would you want to see, Mike?
Me? Well, I already said Hackers 2. But I want to see them now but really holding on to the 1995 technology
aesthetic.
Like really struggling to like keep up with like
literally this,
floppy disk.
But with two kids running around trying to focus on trying to get it done.
I would like to see a sequel to No Retreat, No Surrender, and call it, kind of maybe Retreat, just hold back a bit.
A little, with timeout. Let me catch a breather first before No Retreat, No Surrender.
I gotta stretch. Let me stretch.
Let me stretch.
I'm trying to remember movies that like set up an obvious sequel at the end and then just never went through with it. And for some reason, the only thing that keeps popping up in my head is the original Mario Brothers movie.
Oh yes.
With Bob Hoskins, John Leguizamo.
Yeah, like I just remember back as a kid being really frustrated because I'm like I don't even remember what the setup was, but I remember
Yoshi. It was the egg
setup.
No, that was the new one. That was the new one. I'm sorry.
That was the new one. No,
that was the new one.
But there was something about, I think it was like the flower, the fungus, or something like that.
Something.
Was
something that hinted at it, like like something at the end, or like I was as a kid.
I know
enraged,
which
like,
one.
why?
I got two of them that Mike is gonna be absolutely all over. That needs a sequel. Ready?
Okay.
Alita.
Yes.
Yes.
The Alita Battle Angel one that just
Battle
came out.
Angel.
James Cameron.
So bad.
That was
such a
great.
fucking fantastic movie. It's
so
crazy.
I had so much fun watching that movie. It is great, and it does feel unfinished. It does feel unfinished. In that same vein, I don't know if it's good or not, but I would like to see the Wachowskis do Speed Racer 2. I just recently started watching
part one.
It's
you got me in that one.
so wild, that movie. It's so wild that it is ahead of its time. It really was ahead of its time. But
I'll give you the second. I'll give you the second of the three that I know Mike is gonna go crazy over. Second, John Carter of Mars.
Yes. Yeah.
We need a fucking sequel to that movie.
Yes.
If you never saw John Carter of
Didn't it
Mars,
not do that well?
It didn't do
that movie,
well.
That movie bombed horrifically in the box office, but it was fantastically made, and it was such a good movie. Just nobody saw it or fucking heard of it, but it's so good. And the third one is the most obvious one for any one of us, I think, is Dredd, Judge Dredd.
So my answer, but the Dredd is the perfect. It's God, it's hard to explain. Carl Urban in Dredd is perfect for the fact that they did that movie right to set up a world where you could tell a ton of stories in that world.
Yeah.
The other one for me, so Dredd's a great one, but my real answer is the Guillermo del Toro Hellboy movies. Hellboy, I would have.
Yes.
They were gonna do a BPRD movie, the Bureau of Paranormal Research and Defense, with that did not have Hellboy in it. It was going to be a BPRD show or TV or movie. I can't remember what it was, but it would have been executive produced by Guillermo del Toro, and it would have been possibly directed and written by Guillermo del Toro with like Mike Mignola. There's like a new Hellboy movie coming out, but those movies to me are gold.
The second Hellboy movie since what's his name? Ron Perlman.
Yeah. That second movie is always my answer to the sequels that are better than the original to me. Okay. Hellboy 2 is always
Golden Army? The Golden Army?
Hellboy 2 and the Golden Army is the sequel better than the original. It really is one of my favorite movies. But that's really
you could also say Godfather 2, but sure, whatever you want.
Well, no, because that's my answer. We all know how I feel. I always feel like Peter Griffin when I talk about The Godfather, where he's like, now that we're gonna die, I got to be honest with you, I did not care for The Godfather. It insists upon itself, Lois. It insists upon itself.
I don't disagree with Peter. I don't disagree with him.
You happy? You got somebody. You got the ticket counter lady. You got the ticket lady from the Lilith Fair agreeing with you. You happy? Yeah. You happy? Makes you feel better about yourself.
You know what? I am because I'm not alone. I'm not alone in this world.
You two and Peter Griffin. Good. I'm glad you guys enjoy that. Enjoy that.
It's one of the few times he makes sense, Nery.
Yeah, it's so good that line of it insists upon itself.
I would love to see more Constantine movies.
Oh, that's a great answer too. The original Keanu Constantine, I would like to see a sequel of.
I liked it. I loved it.
I love that movie.
A good time with that.
Unabashedly,
The Godfather, I believe it. I believe that's exactly how you feel about
bring back shot, because that's a movie. That one actually ends with a literal teaser of the future where Shia LaBeouf turns into an angel or something. He turns into he comes back as like because he's alive at the end of the movie after being dead or whatever. That there's like a whole it literally sets up for the future for Constantine. Yeah.
Because Black Constantine could lead into so many things in that world.
Yeah, Black Adam 2 can suck like nuts.
Yeah, like Black Constantine, you have Zatanna, you have and
Blue Beetle too. I need those two.
Blue Beetle, I'll take a sequel. I'll see a Blue Beetle too. So yeah, chat. If you agree or disagree, tell us your sequels. Which movies you'd like to see a sequel of, and which sequels.
Selfishly, I also want to see another Dungeons and Dragons because it was a fun time.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. That's for sure gonna happen.
Yeah, it made a boatload of money.
Or
ferry load.
It made a magical amount of money.
A dragon's hoard load of money.
Yeah. It made a fat dragon's worth of money.
Your language.
It made a fat dragon's worth of money.
It made a fat dragon's worth of.
I love
That's-
Dragon.
I love fat dragon. I was
I
like,
love fat
finally
dragons.
representation in the dragon world.
I love a
Finally,
fat dragon.
I get my representation
Like
as
him
a
sliding
dragon.
on the thing.
That's so
It's
funny.
so great. That movie was fucking awesome. You know what movie didn't need a sequel? The Son of Mask.
Oh
No,
my god,
no.
those movies are
That movie
terrible.
Dumb and Dumberer 2 was
No.
hot
Yeah.
garbage.
Yes,
Like dumpster water. It was fucking
It was
gross.
pretty
That
bad.
movie was
Pretty
bad,
bad.
dude.
I want to say that there are other thoughts, other ones will come to us as we keep going, but because I do want to talk about. So, do we want to watch the trailer? Speaking of sequels, for the Agatha All Along movie, or
Yes,
it's a
please.
series? What is it?
Show. It's a show.
It's a show.
Mhm.
Let's share this tab instead, and we're just gonna do a little watch along with us in the chat.
Put the volume up, man.
That good?
Another beautiful day.
Surprised to see you out here, detective. Jane Doe. Found her down here by the water.
Cause?
Blunt force trauma.
What happened to you?
All right. So right off the bat, I would watch a police procedural with Catherine Hahn as the main
Yeah.
detective lady. It's
I
like
would watch
instantly.
anything with
Yeah, it's
Catherine
true.
Hahn. She's fucking great, man.
Yeah, she's
She
great.
is.
She could do no wrong. I would watch anything she's in. But also, like, what a great setup for a teaser where all of a sudden you're like, what? I thought this was going to
Yeah.
be a wit, and immediately it's like a cop procedural. Well done. I do agree. I do like that they're getting that the Disney Plus trailers. Like, this is a great teaser. I do not want to see anything else after this. I will say, I just don't. I'm tired of it. I don't want spoilers anymore.
There's 2 more minutes. So.
Yeah, he
Have a
says
lead in
that
the
as
case.
he presses play.
But no, I want to
But I
see
can't
this.
shake this
But
feeling
I
I'm seeing
like.
it wrong.
Oh, you don't want anything more about that case?
Is this really how you see yourself? That witch is gone, leaving you trapped in her distorted spell. Claw your way out.
I miss the glory days. She took every bit of power I had, but I can beat that witch again. Well, the gang's all here. Let's hit the road. I'm gonna walk the witch's road. The road is a death wish. Join me. What witch in her right mind would join Agatha Harkness's coven?
Not looking for right-minded witches, as it happens.
Sweetheart, you okay? Oh my God! Whoa, what's she doing? Where's she going?
Love it. I love it so much.
I-
I'm super down. What are our
She's
thoughts?
got to be like in everything that's gothic, right? Like everything that's kind of dark. She was like in the Chucky sequel or
Oh, you're saying Aubrey
revamp-
Plaza?
Yeah, Aubrey Plaza. Like everything that's kind of dark, like
yeah,
Aubrey
sorry.
Plaza has to be part of.
Did
There's like
you
certain
guys-
go-to. There's like certain
I
actors.
still need
and
a movie
actresses
with
that are like-
Audrey Plaza, and I still need Audrey Plaza and Jenna Ortega together, like in a movie, like playing
Isn't it
siblings. or
Aubrey
something.
Plaza? Is it with a B or a D?
Aubrey? I thought it was
Is it
Aubrey.
Aubrey
Oh
Plaza?
God, I feel really bad.
Yeah, it's Aubrey. Aubrey Plaza. Aubrey Plaza.
Okay.
Have you? Do you, Neri? You may know what I'm talking about. Did you guys see Legion?
Yeah.
The show on FX
Amazing.
with Dan Stevens, and it's like super mind bendy, and she's in it, and she plays Lenny, and she's incredible in it. And it's
Well,
just this kind of
I
blind
saw the first
spot.
episode. I saw the first episode, and that's why I said what I said about like anytime there's anything dark in Hollywood,
Okay,
they're like we need Aubrey Plaza, and I'm like,
get Aubrey Plaza on the phone. We
Yeah,
need a
yeah.
weird gothy girl.
We need a weird
Yeah.
gothy chick that's still pretty, but also could be super creepy. It's like, okay.
Oh,
Aubrey
Mike
Plaza, we got it.
Valdez. Mike Valdez in the chat. Childlike at best with Mike Valdez. Hard agree with Nery. I will watch anything with Catherine Hahn. She's too good. This looks
This is
like
a generally good trailer.
this is a great trailer. I'm in.
Mhm.
Mike Valdez, Disney Plus can be like, can we get The Exorcist but make it funny? It looks incredible. It does have this classic standard Marvel jokiness in there. I hope it's not too much, but they did say I read an article that said that it is like the Disney Plus first or the MCU's first true horror like production. Now I'm in.
No, that's not true. Doctor Strange 2 was like that. Doctor Strange 2 was a horror movie.
Yeah, they're saying it's the first true horror. Now, that's an argument to be made.
That's like when Hulk Hogan wrestled Andre the Giant in WrestleMania 1, and they're like, the first time they've met each other. No, it's not. They fucking wrestled each other for 13 years before that, but because this is WrestleMania 1, you're trying to build up WrestleMania 1. No, it's not. Fuck out of here.
Deep cut.
Wow, that's a great reference. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I get it.
Very deep cut.
It's just a matter of they're just trying to sell tickets and they think that we're stupid. Like, it's the first one. That's what you said about fucking Doctor Strange 2 that came out 2 years ago. What are you talking about? It's the first one. Like, we're gonna watch it, bro.
Yeah,
we're gonna watch it.
I have,
but I'm just sad. I want it to end with Wanda not being dead.
She's not gonna be dead. Of course not. She's like, come on,
kill her. She's got to.
I want to see people come back, but anything. So my thing is,
I'm tired of people coming back. It bothers.
But that's like a whole comic book thing, though.
I know,
but it's just too much. It's too much where you just go. Nobody. It's that old adage of like nobody in comics except for Uncle Ben stays dead. It's annoying. It gets annoying when you like.
But does Wanda even die in the comics like that? She doesn't.
I don't know if she does or doesn't. But I've not read her comics, but it is true. We've had to watch Batman's parents die 16,000 times in every movie, and
Jonathan Kent always has to eat it.
They stay dead, they die. But in the MCU, so one of the things. Okay, this is a referential thing.
Twisters sequel. Sorry,
Twisters. That's a good.
Okay.
Did you need a sequel to Twister? Did anybody hear?
No, at all. But I love.
It's been 25 years. Has anybody been like, we fucking need it? It's been longer than that. It's been like 35 years.
I love
the world building, Nery. The world building, though.
I love the Tourette'sy nature of you. We're talking about something completely unrelated. You're like Twisters.
Well, no, it's because Jonathan Kent. She brought up Jonathan Kent. Jonathan Kent in Man of Steel died with a fucking hurt with a twister, and so I go Twisters.
Twisters. That's another sequel.
Yep. I see your train.
I see the game now.
I couldn't follow it, but I see it now. It passed me by.
I love the.
I'm seeing it. I'm showing you the fucking ticket. I'm showing you the fucking. I'm like, this is the.
But it's too late. I missed the path that I'm on.
Like, yeah, I love. So, going back to the Agatha show. Some people are saying that it's possible that Aubrey Plaza could be reprising her role in Legion, because that Legion role is like real kind of multiverse spanning character like it's like a lot of eating of reality, like rewriting of reality because of who Dan Stevens plays in that show and how basically
wasn't that show basically X-Men? Wasn't that?
It's in the X-Men universe. Technically, it's in the X-Men universe, but it is now. It's all part of Marvel Disney now, so it could be. It could be, but they did in the captions. It says Rio. Her name is Rio, so I don't know.
Steph, do you see me? What? Do you see my head bobbing?
Yes.
That's not me.
The ship.
The fucking ship is moving so much. It's so.
I just thought you were kind of soothing yourself. I just
I was like, I'm feeling that shit. Like, Legion, go ahead.
You're like, I'm so excited about this. Let's talk about this shit. Yeah, that trailer, man.
You ain't like us. You ain't like us.
Twisters.
Brother, you ain't like us.
I will say, I because I watched the teaser. I don't want to see anything about the show until it airs, other than when it's going to air, because I have been bombarded constantly with Deadpool and Wolverine stuff. I have my tickets already. I'm in. I'm watching it Thursday. There's so much bullshit coming out of people spoiling that movie.
Deadpool and Wolverine and the fucking Superman movie. Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. I don't need to know anything. Those two movies specifically, you just need to tell me the title and the date, and I will fucking be there. That's you. Oh, fuck you, internet.
It's so
For a long time, I've told Mike. Mike has always been like, "Oh, the internet spoilers." I'm like, dude, maybe your algorithm is fucked because I don't get those spoilers. And bro, did I eat my words with
now
these
you
two?
get
Holy
pain.
shit!
Now you get the pain, bro.
Brutal.
It's killing me, man. I hate it. And to a certain extent, September 18th, it said. So to a certain extent, it's like they're I don't. They just announced that they're going to show the teaser for the new Captain America: New World Order movie or whatever it's called.
That's a movie I didn't need. That's a legit movie I did not need. The fucking Captain America without Steve Rogers.
I didn't know I was going to church today. There's a lot of preaching going on right now. So they announced that trailer is going to be dropped on July 11th in a couple days. I would rather them drop the movie. Right? Like, I would rather just like a surprise, like, hey, you don't have to worry about weekend box office numbers because we're
like a Beyonce album.
Yes, straight up lemonade us with a Disney movie, because that's a movie. First of all, not like, I don't know who's asking for that. It's part of this weird Dark Avengers bullshit that they're trying to put together. They've done like 16 million different reshoots. Who knows what the actual story is going to be? So it's like, just drop it. Like, just drop the movie. People will see it. Who's going to see it? If you're going to release it and stream it, like, just all of a sudden, because then all of a sudden it'll create a market. The Captain America movie.
Oh
the
yeah,
New World Order.
I forgot.
Brave New World or whatever it's called.
Whatever.
There's too much.
I guess it was too on the nose to be like Black Captain America.
Yeah,
like that's too on the nose. Like it was just like, what are we gonna call it? Brave New World. Like, yeah, fuck it, whatever. Who cares?
Black
like,
Panther from America, the American version. Like, but it is.
But
definitely,
maybe New World Order is still gonna scare off a very specific audience, I suppose.
Yeah,
it was. I'm wrong. It's called Brave New World, which is the New World Order was the old name, but it's also the name of a weird.
Hulk Hogan's faction and WCW
and WO Wolfpack. There's a lot of let's just say Israel-based heat. They've even included Israeli superhero in the story that they've had to change because of all of the current events. When current events are bleeding into your movie that much, because the Captain America, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show got fucked over by COVID, where there was a whole virus subplot of like a diseased bioweapon being spread to kill people, to reduce the population of the world, to get it back to pre-snap level, pre-blip levels, that they had to cut out last minute, where they're like, no, cut it out, and it left these big huge holes in the show, and that's why it feels so clunky. This is the same. It feels like it's gonna be the same thing. Like, who's gonna, like, we're gonna have to like tiptoe around, like when Top Gun Maverick was like the enemy super fighter, to avoid saying Russia, right? To avoid saying China, or to avoid saying whatever, and they had to say it's like these from insert country here will be on your tail.
Just say Cobra. What the fuck, man? Just say Cobra, and we would all been down. Like, we need Cobra is attacking. Cobra Commander gave this message, and we need to attack and get these jets. You gonna tell me you wouldn't want to watch a fucking movie where Tom Cruise is a fighter jet pilot with fucking going up against Cobra Commander? Sign me the fuck up, man.
Sign me up, dude. Yeah, bring Channing Tatum from those shitty G.I. Joe movies. Find me Snake Eyes. Like, load me up, man.
Part 2. G.I. Joe Part 2 wasn't bad. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think
2 was better than 1. 2 was way better than 1.
Really?
Part 1 was.
I did not.
Part 1 was okay up until they got to the middle, like towards the end of the middle. closer to the, and it got into these bio suits, these
Mhm.
Iron Man suits, and then you just go, oh fuck, this is so bad. Like it's just so bad, dude. It was so bad. Yeah.
The Rise of Cobra was the which one was the good one?
The good one was it's part 2, whatever the part 2 is.
Whatever part 2
but
is.
the one that doesn't have
Yeah, I
Channing
didn't
Tatum.
see
The one that
that.
has Channing Tatum in it for 3 minutes because he dies in the beginning. That's not a spoiler.
Oh.
He dies in 3 minutes.
No,
Fuck
not
it.
good.
He
That's like
dies.
that's like the Suicide Squad where they're
And
like,
you
yeah,
know
we
what?
kill everybody.
And you know who was in that good one? The Rock.
Okay. Was he playing The Rock? Because I guarantee you he was.
No. He was playing a military guy.
guarantee that he
that
won.
was sensitive and wrote poetry. Yes, Mike. Of course he was playing The Rock. Are you fucking kidding me? He's a huge fucking military guy with guns playing G.I. Joe. That's when you need The Rock. That's when you need The Rock.
Let me guess, he doesn't lose a fight ever?
No, never loses a fight.
Never loses a fight.
Wait, what's the loophole? If he never loses a fight, what if you put him in a law room drama? Like a courtroom.
Ooh, I want to see The Rock. Yeah, challenge yourself, Rock. It's not that we don't want you in movies. We just don't want you to play the same guy in movies.
When we did the Bruce, and when we did Mike and I did Kick Flicks, the martial arts movie podcast, and we reviewed the Bruce Lee movie. What was the Bruce Lee movie that we did?
Game of Death.
Maybe.
The one where he died, and then they released like actual.
Yeah.
They used like actual footage.
So
of his
we
funeral.
were doing that movie. We were reviewing that movie, and I mentioned to him that he was too powerful in that movie. He was like, it was the one where he was a spy. No, the other one, the one where he was a spy.
Enter
remember?
the Dragon.
Enter the Dragon.
Yeah.
So in Enter the Dragon, he was like unbeatable. Like nobody even touched him until the very, very end. At the end, that guy got like three claw marks on him. But it was like at no point in time did we, the viewer, think, shit, Bruce Lee may not make it. There was no suspense. There was none. It was just like he just dismantled. It was like at one point 100-1, and there was no fear that he was going to make it. There was no fear whatsoever. So I said to Mike then, I was like, I understand we're in the 70s being Bruce Lee. This is the first Asian man in an American movie. He could not show weakness. He felt, Bruce Lee, not the character, Bruce Lee felt that he could not show a weak character to Americans because that's all they've ever shown of Asian actors. So I understood that point of view. But from looking at it with 2020 eyes, 2021 eyes, I was like, this movie doesn't age well for me. Because I had no fear of like, I need a Rocky, I need the underdog, I need to root. There needs to be a kind of sense of that. And now stories of The Rock and Jason Statham and Vin Diesel, all these actors, A-list actors A-list action actors in
I was gonna say
in these movies. I mean, they make money, bro. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. That is,
these dollar sign actors.
Yeah, these dollar sign actors. Now they have it in their contract. They have it in their contract that they can't lose fights, and I think that's like the most backwards ass, stupid alpha male. Like, I'm never gonna lose. Like, who the fuck wants that? Like, The Rock is always talking about on his Instagram. The Rock is always talking about. He's named his company $7 Productions
about how he came from a part.
Yeah,
he was a failure. He
was so down that he already had $7. Like, that's why we root for you, Dwayne. It's because you fucking made it out of nothing. So now your movie characters can't lose a fight. Like, that's not like, ugh. So and he's not the only one.
It's the whole thing of like Rocky. I want to see him get knocked down so he can climb back up.
Yes,
and then the music kicks in.
You want somebody to root for, like,
and then all of it, everyone's like, "Oh, he's doing it!" You know that.
Yeah,
I gotta say, like, ever since like Nery encouraged me to watch the Rocky movies and stuff like that, I cannot name another like set of movies that I get that involved in, like with a main character, like a character like that in that genre. Like, I want to see the struggle and care when you like excel and care when it doesn't. And I want to be emotionally invested when I don't like how your son is treating you.
Well, unfortunately, we didn't get a lot of that in Kick Flicks.
I still hold that against him.
Speaking of Kick Flicks, Rookie is in the chat in Instagram. His sequel idea, Ninja 4, still dominating. Still dominating. I love that.
I want a Ninja 4 electric boogaloo.
Yeah. Oh man.
I want
we
more.
have-
You know what I want to see? I don't want to see it rebooted, but I kind of want to see what they would do to reboot it. I kind of want to see what would they do with Gremlins? Like, what would you do with Gizmo now?
Ooh, there
'Cause
was
the
going to
charm
be
of him was the
it got
puppeteering.
canceled. There was a Gremlins
Well,
series.
after you watch part 2,
canceled.
it's very difficult to do anything after that because they went so everywhere on the map with that it's like
It's not even jumping the shark. It's not even jumping the shark. They just ignored the
was-
shark altogether. We're like,
that.
I'm in space.
Mike, you've seen that clip, right? That clip of the Key and Peele
Key and
skit
Peele.
Yes.
where they have that
Yeah.
where they talk about the Gremlins 2 sequel.
You want a
the meeting.
spider gremlin? Guess what? It's in the movie.
A lady gremlin.
Guess you want a lady gremlin? Be the same. It's in the movie. Like that whole any
That whole
idea.
thing. And it
is
really
perfect.
is all in the movie. And I just thought, man, what a great. That's one of those skits. And again, I'm not a hater of any kind, especially when it comes to comedy. But there's been a handful of times that I can remember going like, fuck, I wish I would have written that because it's within the realm of possibility of me. Like it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a smart
Mhm.
skit, but it's not like above me. It's not like fucking
Yeah, it's
Inception.
not
where I'm like,
elite,
well, that's
yeah.
above my pay grade. Like
Yeah.
that's right up my alley. Like in the 80s nostalgia fucking skit. Like I could have like, oh fuck. dude,
Tag
that-
me
that's
in,
been so
coach.
It's perfect. That's why they get paid. That they created it, produced it, they got it out there. They went from thought to
Mhm.
actual product.
Yeah.
That's why they win. Anwar Rivas in the chat says you guys should head down to Nicaragua.
I'm down.
Let's do it. Sure. Can we stay at your house, Anwar Rivas? Because
Well, trust me, in Nicaragua, I got plenty of family. We're fine. We're fine. We don't need places to stay. No offense to Anwar, but we got it's fine. It's fine.
Another
we got it.
suggestion from Rookie. It's Groundhog's Day again.
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 So
Ooh, you call this one Groundhog Days?
with a Z,
With-
so
Like
people
Twister.
know it's
Did you
edgy.
hear? Did you hear the story of they asked the guy who plays Phil's friend, the bald guy, the insurance salesman?
Mhm, mhm.
They asked him how long how many days did that go? Like in that universe, how many times did Phil
Mhm.
read that day? And he says that he was talking to Harold Ramis on the set one day, and Harold Ramis said that he was reading a book of philosophy, and that a philosopher said that it would take somebody 2,000 years to do their life perfectly, and he believes that Phil
Yeah,
played that day 2,000 years.
yeah.
That's
I've
crazy.
heard
Actual
other
Sisyphus then.
numbers.
Actual Sisyphus.
Yeah, like it's wild. When you watch that movie with that in your mind, you go, "Oh wow, that is
Yeah. He's living in
That
an actual hellscape.
yeah, that's fucking crazy." Can you
yeah.
imagine every day just learning one new note in the piano? Fucking tedious.
Yeah, some people believe it's 10,000 years. But
That was just 10,000 hours to perfect something.
Whatever.
that's
10,000 hours.
another thing.
10,000
But yeah.
hours is still a lot.
No,
Kid-
that's just like
whatever.
perfecting a
Still-
talent. or
still a
whatever.
lot. I will say there's an element of like the philosophy of that movie. I just watched. There's a new show on Dropout called what's
Smarty
it called?
Pants?
The Smarty Pants.
Weekend Society.
It's
So
a
good.
show where people just give like these weird TED Talk style presentations, like
Mhm.
about dumb things. Like one of them is like which cryptid would be the most fun be the best
To
to
smoke
blaze
out
with,
with.
to smoke weed with.
Yeah.
And it's just giving really lofty intellectual conversations about the dumbest shit. And Paul F. Tompkins, one of my favorite comedians, does a whole bit about who the true architect of Groundhog Day is. And it's
so good.
it's fucking brilliant. I recommend everybody go watch
Such a
that
good
show.
bit.
It's on Dropout. It's
Yeah.
called Smarty Pants. It's fucking fantastic. Speaking
So
of
great. My favorite one of that same episode was just no thank you, the ocean.
no, thank you, the ocean. That was so good. And I mean, it's so super niche, but everyone should go watch
Yeah.
that. Porcupine
I
Jason,
want to say
welcome
like
back.
it's one of those streaming platforms that genuinely is worth the money at the minute.
It's worth the money. It's the only
Everyone is
ones I
making a
still pay
streaming
for.
platform.
Yeah. Porcupine Jason, thank you for joining us again. Do we know you in real life? Does anybody here know you? Who are you?
Yeah.
We appreciate. Oh, you know them?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Any thoughts on the Acolyte? Speaking of sequels and universes and all kinds of stuff, I really enjoy The Acolyte. It's not perfect, but I'm loving different Star Wars, right? Like different Star Wars.
That's the one that has broads in it, right?
This one's got these broads in it. It's also got one of the best like bad guy performances in a while.
I know nothing about this show. I haven't seen a single minute of this show, but I just know how stupid the internet is.
Yeah, the internet's terrible.
I just know how stupid the internet is. That's all
This
I know.
is one of those.
And
this is one of those shows
swear
that
to
you shouldn't.
I swear to you on everything holy on earth. I have nothing. I don't know who it stars. I don't know what character it is. I don't know the gender of these characters. But because I know that the internet hates this show, I immediately went to, and that's the one with the broads, right? Because it fucking hates the show.
See, I haven't seen any of the hate because
the worst thing about Star Wars. The worst thing about Star Wars is its online discourse and fans. Like it's just the fucking worst because it's like, hey man, just shut up, just shut up and watch the thing, or don't watch the thing. Like, but you make it weird out there. Like I can't walk around with my Star Wars shirt on because then people are like, oh, well, look at this homophobic piece of no. I just like the thing. I like laser swords and space wizards. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
It's fantasy, but with like lasers. Cool.
Yeah, best lightsaber fight to date. One of the dopest scenes. Oh, so good.
Well, quick question. So don't spoil anything because I haven't seen it. By the way, I'm still on Endors. I'm way behind. I'm way behind.
I'm so behind too. I'm so behind. I was gonna say the only thing I know about the Acolyte, and it's probably like a major spoiler, I don't know, but I just know that at some point Manny Jacinto's in it, and like I've loved him since The Good Place.
He's
and
amazing.
my
I
entire
don't even know who that is.
That's Jason Mendoza from
Jason
Jacksonville,
Mendoza from The Good
Florida. He loves Blake Bortles.
Yes. Oh god, he was
I
so
love
good in
that guy.
show. But I love that my entire.
Wait, you didn't watch The Good Place?
Oh, okay. I don't know him by name. I know him. Yes. Okay. All right. Yeah.
So he's one of
Him
plays
and Donkey Doug.
So yes, that's so funny.
So I just know that he's in
I caught that.
Acolyte.
That was one of the very few shows that I saw as it was happening. So it's been off the air for so long that it's like, oh wow, you are just throwing, like, you're just waking up parts of my brain where I'm like, oh, I remember that now. Yeah. Sorry.
It's also the origin. This is the first Star Wars show that they are calling horny Star Wars, and they're blaming it on a female creator. There's a lady who's running the show, and of course they're like, ugh, these broads and their horniness, and it's like, hey man, that's what you want, right? Like, stop unhornying these women.
Yeah, you're literally getting upset about them putting on screen where you've been writing in fan fiction for decades. What the fuck, man? Like, ugh. By the way,
you want
speaking
the
of
women
horniness,
worked up.
by the way, speaking of
Like-
horniness, Bridgerton, fire.
I will get to that. I will get to that.
Bro.
But speaking also of horniness, my entire TikTok feed has just been women thirsting over Jason Mendoza after like Manny Jacinto, and like just being able to see his rise and people being like, this man is so unbelievably fucking hot. I'm like, yes,
yeah,
you see it now. And then Bridgerton, bro, I'm in love with Nicola Coughlan. I'm in love with her.
I don't know who that is, but yeah.
I don't know who that is. But okay, so this
Pen.
is
There's perfect tits. Perfect tits.
Perfect tits.
She was not wrong.
That's all we know. That's all I know about the show. My wife watched it, and I that's all I know about the show. Where they're like, she's the one that shows her tits, and they're perfect or whatever. I don't know.
Trust me, a lot of people show their tits, but the reason why is because after the first half of season 3, they split it up. They did the Mike fucking thing where they released 4 episodes, and then 2 months later they released another 4 episodes. They couldn't give it to us all in one fucking shot. So after the first 4 episodes, she was on a panel, and some jackass reporter, probably Sharon Osbourne, was saying, how do you feel about being a representative of people who with your body type that aren't normally represented in cinema, like in TV and TV and stuff, basically saying like, hey, you're a fatty and you get naked. Isn't it cool? Don't you feel good about yourself because you're representing all fatties? Like, that's basically what this fucking reporter was saying. She thought she was being an ally, but she really wasn't. And she had the best fucking response. She was like, yes, it's very it's a big burden, it's a big responsibility to have people with my body type with perfect breast being representative, but I am more than happy to represent people of my body type with perfect breast, because perfect breast people also need representation in cinema. and it was like the fucking best, like fucking like yes.
Good.
And then when you watch it, you go, she does have perfect breasts. They are perfect. It's like they are amazing.
Yeah. Me and Dave were sitting there watching with our.
This is the sales pitch that gets me to watch it.
Yeah. But she is a fatty. Like there's not. She's not wrong. She is clearly the thickest one of the whole fucking cast. And so
she's so curvy and cute, and like her face.
It did take 3 seasons for her to fucking kiss a guy, much less get naked. And
but I like how this is
everybody committed. Everybody
went full send.
Show, like,
this is the sales pitch where I'm just gonna grab like a bottle of like, yes, bring me the curvy girl with the perfect bosoms. You know, like bring me the delightful breasts. This is where I will watch the. That's what I feel like. It's like I will watch Bridgerton for the breasts and the breasts alone. You know, like.
You know what? It's
you do not
solid buy-in.
Do not speak to me of perfect breasts. I was there when they were created.
Dude, it's like I would be the judge of what is perfect, especially when it comes to breasts.
That's why the girls. That's why women love it so much. That's why women love it so much. I put out a reel about this. That's why women love Bridgerton so much, because it's their way of watching softcore porn without feeling dirty. It's like, oh, it's on Netflix.
It's elevated.
It's elevated. It's like, why? Because they're wearing fluffy wigs. What the fuck? This is clearly softcore porn. This is clearly softcore porn. Like I'm not against it, by the way. I'm rooting for the fucking thing. But I just think it's funny how people are like, ooh, I like this episode is spicy. I'm like, what? What do you? Just say they fucked. Like I don't. Why are you saying this to me? I don't understand.
Don't make me invoke the Red Shoe Diaries to you people. The Skinamax late night.
This is the Red Shoe. This is why the 365 Days movie was so popular with women. It's like you're just watching softcore porn.
The 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
I've never liked this. Like the reason I like Bridgerton and all these things is because like I like actually getting invested in the characters, and then finally when everything culminates,
tell yourself whatever you got to say. Tell yourself whatever you need to say to think whatever you need to think to make it okay for you to watch porn. Like you could just watch porn. Like just do it. Just unabashedly watch whatever the hell you want.
Yeah. I don't not do that.
Don't give this bullshit about the writing or whatever. Like I get it.
Well, Bridgerton was written by Shonda Rhimes, so she knows what the fuck she knows what she's writing. She's awesome.
I'm sure she's. I don't know if I've seen anything.
Grey's Anatomy. What was the other one? The lawyer one.
Isn't that How to Get Away with Murder? Things like that.
Scandal. Yeah, Scandal. How to Get Away with Murder. She did all the, they're really good.
I'm sure they're good. Anyway, we got to move on.
Grey's Anatomy's been on for 25 years. I mean,
I know she's got enough money. Bro. Yeah. I mean, whether or not I enjoy it is another question. I don't know. Speaking of, we're going to come back full circle because now we're coming back to the 4th of July situation that we never got your answer, Nery, about how your 4th of July was, because it will my answer will lead into the last thing we're going to talk about. So
it was the most 4th of July you can get. I flew in on the day before to Newark to meet on a cruise ship on Thursday being 4th of July. So the 4th of July, I was on Liberty Island, Liberty Pier, boarding a cruise ship across the way. Visually can see the Statue of Liberty as we were sailing off. And then I performed comedy. Then when I got off stage, went outside to see fireworks. And as we're leaving the fucking area of the Statue of Liberty, and I was like,
New York Harbor. That might be.
And I could see. I was in between New York and Jersey, so I could see people getting shot everywhere. And like, this is the most America thing ever. I just saw because everything is legal in New Jersey, so I was like, good to see.
And also as a child of immigrants, you sailing through that harbor on 4th of July, doing living the dream. I mean, come on, it's pretty. You made a joke or whatever, but I'm like, hey man, that's pretty fucking solid.
I didn't make a joke out of it. I literally said
you literally just said you watched people getting shot in New Jersey. I'm talking about in the heartfelt.
I did not make a joke of that.
You saw somebody get shot.
No, I'm kidding. But
I was about to be like, no, we need to go to that. We need to talk about that.
I'm like, man, no, this episode isn't
no.
Very special episode.
This is an episode that will be labeled Exhibit A in some.
meant
Oh,
what
I
I meant
lost
by
Nery.
I didn't make a joke of it was that it was the most American 4th of July that I can think
Really
of.
is.
That's
Yeah,
like it
that's
was
great.
like I literally went there as an immigrant, performing my dream. Getting paid to do my like it was just bonkers. Like it's all
Yeah.
yeah.
New
It
York
was.
Harbor with the fireworks. That's American as fuck. Yeah, that is
Yeah,
so American. That is that is a screeching eagle taking a shit on a Trump flag American. Like that is super fucking American. So the reason I brought up Las Vegas is because for my birthday and for 4th of July, because my birthday's on July 1st, we went to, my wife has become obsessed
Happy
with
belated.
No, it's fine. Thank you. The idea of that she's obsessed with the show Las Vegas. So the last few months, we've just been Vegas town. We're like, let's just go to Vegas.
The show with Nikki Cox?
Yes. She loves that show.
That show was like 20 years ago.
I know this. I've been on a quest to get it for her. It just like reappeared on Amazon Prime. So we've been like watching it. And I've been like tuning in with her. And it is inarguably cheese-tastic. It is it's so good for, it's like that era of the aughts, perfectly encapsulated when Vegas was swinging.
I forgot about that show.
Everybody forgot about that show. But we are re-exposed. We're like, oh, you know what? Let's go to Vegas. And so we went to Vegas and we did a little thing. And for my 4th of July experience, I did a little gambling, did a little stuff. And it reminded me of that movie Vegas Vacation, because we went out into the like Lake Mead, Nevada desert area with some friends that just moved out there. And it just reminded me a lot of that Vegas Vacation movie where there's like cooking. It was 120 degrees outside on my 4th of July. It was like it was insane. And all I could think about was the Vegas Vacation movie. And I want to ask you and everyone in the chat what your favorite or what you think the best Vegas movie is. You cannot say the Las Vegas TV show because it is elite and above all else, and you can't compare. And I have a list from IMDb of the top. If you get, we'll do a little contest to see if you can get the top 5. I want to say, or the within the top 10. We'll see where yours lies.
Well, I mean, I'm always partial. I mean, like obviously.
Well, are you asking me what I think is the top 5, or are you asking me what I would put on there?
Yeah.
Either.
What I personally think, or was
it's content for a podcast. Let's rock and roll, man. Just start shouting movies out. What do you? Give me 2. Give me your favorite.
There's obviously Leaving Las Vegas with Nicolas Cage.
Right.
Leaving Las Vegas. What number you think it is?
It's got to be. If that's not number 1, it would be The Hangover. One of those has got to be number 1.
Remember this. According to IMDb, I will tell you right now, Leaving Las Vegas is number 7. Number 7. There's 6 other
Fear and
movies.
Loathing?
Fear and Loathing number 6. Fear and Loathing is number 6. Hangover, you mentioned. Hangover is number 4. Now these are all iconic.
Here's the important one. Where's Mars Attacks?
Ooh, I wonder if Mars Attacks is out here. Let me see here. Mars.
You know, I've never seen that movie.
Mars Attacks number 29 made the cut, but 29.
Just barely.
I mean, what are we? The top 30 movies. So going. One of my favorites is on here, and it is Rain Man. Rain Man is number 3.
Yeah.
I love Rain Man.
Look, honestly, I will say the rewatching wise, like I'm partial to Ocean's 11.
Ocean's 11 number 5. That's my favorite Las Vegas movie. In fact, one of my birthday wishes on this trip was to stay and just see the Bellagio fountain. And so for my wife and I's song is Clair de Lune by Debussy, which is that song that plays after the heist when they're all watching the fountain.
Your song.
It was playing random. It was playing randomly, and then we just were like, "That's our song now." And then every time there's like a life event or something like that, like we play it. Like that's our that's like our check-in where we're like, "That's our song." And then so we were like, we had a hotel in Paris across from the Bellagio fountain is right across the street. So we were like looking at it from the window. And we played the song, and we were all romantic for my birthday. And it was super cute. Hawk Tua. Hey, man, I can neither confirm nor deny. If she's gonna hawk to him, I'm gonna talk to him. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta
bam, bam, bam,
bam, bam.
My favorite movie, I think, thinking about it as far as being based in Las Vegas, has got to be Scorsese's Casino.
Casino number 2. Casino's
Solid.
number 2. What do we think?
The
Now this is a
narration
tricky
of it.
one. What do we think number 1 is?
The Godfather, probably.
No, that wasn't. That was. I mean, Godfather
The
Part 2 was
Godfather Part 2 is number 1 on the IMDb list of by IMDb rating. Godfather Part 2 is number 1.
Mhm.
Casino number 2. Rain Man number 3. Number 4. The Hangover is number 4.
Mhm.
Which I guess
I
is
literally-
right.
I said that. I said if it's not leaving Las Vegas, it would be The Hangover.
Yeah.
I'm just curious as to the placement. Fear and Loathing is number 6. Number 7, Leaving Las Vegas. To round it off, number 8 is Midnight Run. Number 2 is number 9 is Swingers. I love Swingers, but it's that one scene at the beginning where the Vegas baby, and then they go and they're like they're gambling. You always double down on 11. There's like all these. It's one of my favorite opening scenes in a movie. And then another one, number 10 is Hard 8. I don't know what Hard 8 is.
Can't say I've seen that one.
It's Paul Thomas Anderson with some other people. I don't know.
Race to Witch Mountain.
Race to Witch Mountain. Is that
That's
a
really
lesson?
good one? You would like that one, Mike.
Does it all take place in Vegas,
'Cause
or
it
just has like
has-
a random Vegas scene?
It has The Rock.
It all takes place in Vegas, and it all takes place with kids who are aliens from outer space trying to help save the world. And they go into a science fiction convention. It's a whole thing. This is like right up Mike's alley. Like the whole fucking thing just says Mike, except for the star of the movie. Everything else says fucking Mike. But this is when he was an actor. This was
right
before
when he was trying. When he was trying before he was The Rock.
trying to like fit into the mold and not trying to be the mold.
So I looked it up, but like there's a lot of I didn't realize all these movies were set in
Now You
Fools
See
Rush
Me?
In. Now You See Me is New York, no? But Fools Rush In. Did you ever watch that movie with Salma Hayek?
Yeah.
and,
I used to be
that's the best
obsessed with
Matthew Perry
Fools Rush
movie.
In.
that is the best Matthew Perry movie. Anyway, I just love. I while I was there, I was like, as much as I
Burt
realized.
Wonderstone.
Burt Wonderstone is that
It has
right?
Jim Carrey and the guy from The Office.
The guy from The Office. Burt Wonderstone, not on the list. Not on the list.
As I used to love Fools Rush In so much that I think like remembering that movie, I'm like, damn, I think I'd have to put that above Ocean's 11 for myself.
That movie's really
Ooh,
good.
yeah.
Fools Rush In
speaking.
is really, really good.
Well,
Fools
really
Rush In. I'm not ashamed to say. What year did Fools Rush In come out?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. That's when I fell in love with Salma Hayek.
Yeah,
I
Salma Hayek.
literally fell in love with Salma Hayek. I fell in love. Like I was like, oh my god! And I had seen her already. This wasn't my introduction.
This
to
makes
her.
sense. 1997. That's right around the right time for us.
Yeah, 1997. I was 16 years old, and I felt this again. Not the first time I seen Salma Hayek. Salma Hayek was in From Dusk Till Dawn, which I saw in theaters.
And
It was a little.
and
It was a little
Desperado.
early for me to. It was a little early for me to make certain revelations. about
I
myself.
legitimately
I was very obsessed
that-
with her.
Yeah.
because of that movie. I was like, I know it sounds stupid and crazy. I was 16 years old, but that movie made me feel as if like Salma Hayek or a Salma Hayek is obtainable for me. Like I was like,
Because-
it's not. I'm not. I get it now. I'm not, but I'm thinking as a 16-year-old, she did such a great job as portraying an everyday woman,
Yeah.
that
Like,
I
that's
was like,
every- yeah.
she's
And everyone who still looks like Salma
she's
Hayek.
obtainable.
Yeah, she's obtainable. Well, those are
She's over
our
50, and she still looks like that. It's
she's
fucking
60.
bonkers.
She's amazing.
I think she
that's-
was actually a vampire that they casted for From Dusk Till Dawn, and that's how she still looks like that. It's from all those
Her and Paul
vampires
Rudd?
that she fucking.
Yeah. It's all the adrenochrome or whatever the fucking right-wing weirdos say that they're drinking. That's why I want to talk about Vegas. Happy birthday, America, happy 4th of July to all those who celebrate.
Happy birthday, Mike.
Happy birthday, me, to all those who celebrate. That's
Yeah.
me.
I didn't know our birthdays were so close to each other.
When's your birthday?
Tomorrow.
What?
Well, tomorrow for you
Surprise!
or tomorrow for us?
Tomorrow for me. Tomorrow for me.
So 2 days,
The 10th
2
for
days,
you
okay.
guys.
Yeah, we still got 2 days, bro. We still got 2 days. We're fine, bro.
Time is a weird flat circle. Thank you
It's a
everybody
soup.
for watching us. Thank you to everybody in the chat for joining the conversation. Thank you, Rookie. Thank you, Anwar. Thank you, Mike Valdez. What's up, dude? Porcupine, Jason, and EJ Sanchez. All these other people. My 68 Gia. Thank you all for joining the chat. We love having you, and we love talking. We love hearing your ideas. Thank you so much. All of you should go out and buy Live in Miami. Live in Miami by Nery Saenz.
Live in Miami.
Live in Miami. You can find the
Live
links
in Miami.
on all of our social media platforms, but mainly Nery's, because that's where most of the advertise, or it's this way, goes. You can follow me at Mike Mercadal. Follow us at WUBro Pod on all social media platforms. Stephanie Meyer-Senior, is there anything you would like to publicly promote?
Not publicly.
Other than I promote Panic at the Disco, but it's Panic at the Hair Salon is your new band that you're going to come out with.
Natalie Portman in Closer.
Yes. I fully get yes. Thank you all for joining us. Please like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends. If you are listening to this in the future, come join us on a live stream, and you can have your comments read as well.
By the way, real quick, remember when Steph was talking about that? I forced her kind of to watch all the Rocky movies because she hadn't watched it. You should have. That's when I started using the That's How Winning Is Done as a sign off, and she was like, "Where's that from?" And then she heard the speech, and I remember that episode where she came to my house. She's like, "Oh my god, that speech! Oh my god!" Like it was so awesome to introduce somebody to that fucking speech because she had no idea. First of all, I'm not trying to be that guy, but I was bragging about that speech long before it became a thing on the internet now. But I was like, yeah, that's a fucking thing. So I'm sorry. I just got reminded.
After that, I was like, I want to make Rocky proud.
You want to make look that we should all live our lives wanting to make Rocky proud because that's how winning is done. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.